Hello and welcome to this episode of Carmen's Coaching Corner. If you've ever had a panic attack or an anxiety attack, this episode is for you. And if you know anyone that suffered with this, please share this video. It's going to contain some information to really help them shift, or help you shift out of panic and into realignment. So I have to preface this, I may swear during this video. And I also need to state that I'm not a doctor, a psychologist, or a therapist. I am sharing this information based on what works for me and what I've used with my coaching clients who have also been afflicted with having panic attacks. So in my late 20s, I suddenly started to get really major panic attacks. They came out of the blue. And I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going to end up in the loony bin. And what added to this panic on panic was there is a history of mental illness in my family. So I was absolutely terrified that I was going to just end up in the psychiatric wards in hospital somewhere. And so when this happened to me, I was really resistant about going to the doctors at first. So about 2 months in, I did go to the doctor and I spoke to him and I said, this is what's happening to me. And he gave me pills. And told me to go to a meeting group, like a panic attack group, and you share everything. And the pills made me have a massive reaction all over my body, so I ended up flushing those down the toilet. And then when I went to these meetings, they just made me feel even worse. And it's a really debilitating thing to have, because for me personally, it was a real effort to try and get through my day and act normal and not panic about panicking in public, so that I didn't embarrass the people that I was with, myself. There was a lot of shame that I was carrying around it. So it just added more and more stress and panic to what I was already going through. And unless you've ever been through one, you will really not be able to understand it. But if you know someone who has, at least hopefully this will give you an understanding of maybe what help you can suggest to them if they're willing to hear it. So it took me a year to get through and eventually get rid of having panic attacks. Now fast forward to January last year, and I decide that I'm gonna go for like an additional position at work, which was a training position, and it meant that I would be traveling 2 weeks out of the month for a year, rolling out this training program to all the employees in the US. Would be part of a team that was doing that. But I would still, in addition to that, still have my current roles and responsibilities. And so I thought, this is great because I get to use my training skills, I get to use my mentoring skills, I get to use facilitation and coaching skills. It's really going to complement what I'm trying to create with SOAR Transformational Life Coaching. So I thought it was really a complementary thing to be doing at work while I was trying to build up my practice on the outside. So come February, I'm going for 2 weeks training out of state. And from leaving the house to arriving at the destination for the training, I just suddenly have this feeling of unease, like really strong unease. And it felt really too familiar to me. And I was thinking, oh shit, this is not going to be good. So I get to the hotel room, it's about 10 o'clock at night, and I am just a mess. I am crying, I'm having major palpitations, everything feels really claustrophobic, I'm feeling really confined. I'm an absolute mess, and I have no idea why I'm feeling like this. So I get up the next morning and I go through the training and I'm doing my whole, pretending everything's fine and all of that. And I get back to the hotel room that second night and the same thing happens. I am just wanting to cling to the ceiling. I'm just so terrified about nothing, it seems, right? So finally, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm just sitting on the bed in the hotel room and I just suddenly realize, Carmen, you have tools, use your tools. And so with all the coaching certifications that I've been doing and what I've been learning is you have to go within. So I sat at 3 a.m. in the hotel room on the bed, and I said to myself, okay, Carmen, what is it my soul, my inner guidance, my inner wisdom is trying to tell me right now that I am just not listening to? and it's causing me to have this major panic. What is it I am not hearing? So I asked myself, I went within and I asked myself, okay, what is it? What is the message you're trying to tell me? And I got quiet, and the voice that I heard was, this is taking you further away from your coaching practice rather than towards your coaching practice. And this isn't the path you want to go down. And I was like, oh shit. And my immediate reaction was, well, I've got to leave this training. I've got to pull out right now. But what's everybody going to say back at work? Because they're all excited for me to go on this training and blah, 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 blah. And so then I was like, shut the F up. I absolutely knew as soon as I heard that message that that was in alignment with what I needed to do, which was pull out of the training and get back to Phoenix and just carry on doing my day job as normal and focus on my practice in my spare time. So at 3:30 a.m. I get on my laptop for work, and I email the guy that's managing the training, and I email my boss, and I gave an explanation. I said, look, I need to pull out of this training. This isn't for me. So the next day, I literally, by 11 o'clock that morning, or I think it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sorry, my flight, I was flying back to Phoenix. And as soon as I'd made that decision, because remember, we always have a choice, right? We can either choose bondage, which staying in the training would have been bondage for me, or we can choose freedom. And sometimes choosing freedom takes a bit of courage, right? So it took a lot of courage for me to just call my boss and talk to this guy who's running the training and tell him, I'm really sorry, but I got to pull out. And as soon as I'd made that decision, I drew that line in the sand, and I was like, I just felt all this weight lifted off my shoulders. But I still had the aftershocks of being in prolonged panic attack for about 2 or 3 days. So in order to help me get realigned, not just physically and mentally, but spiritually aligned, these are the things that I use in order to help me do that. So if you ever feel yourself having a panic attack, prolonged panic attacks, go within and ask yourself those 2 questions. What is it you, your soul, your wisdom, trying to tell me that I'm not hearing, that I'm not listening to? What is the message you're trying to tell me? And just listen. Now, be open to how the answer comes to you, because it could come to you as a voice in your head, and you might think, really, I'm going nuts, but just be open to that. It may come to you on something you read, like a sign, a license plate, a book in a passage in a book. It may come to you when you're maybe just running errands. You might overhear somebody saying something, and that message is actually for you. So just be open, really be open to how you receive that message from your inner guidance, from your inner wisdom, from your soul. And then the other things I suggest is to have some energetic healing. So go for some Reiki or some chakra balancing or reflexology or a massage, anything that's just going to get your energy vibration back up. And I've posted in the comments a list of suggested ways that you can suggested energy healings, and then combine that with, it's not one over the other, but combine it with maybe going to see your doctor and saying, hey, look, help me, I need help here. But what I also suggest you do is eliminate sugar if you can, and that's like things from sweets, and alcohol in particular will really help you eliminate your sugar, or at least reduce it. Eat non-processed, if you can, organic foods. Use essential oils to help keep you calm or lift up your mood. My go-to is lavender to help me calm down, and bergamot to help me lift. I love those oils. And there's a number of other things that I've also listed in the comments section that I'm suggesting that would be of use to help you heal a lot faster than you would if you just go the traditional route, which is, doctor, please give me some pills and come and see a therapist. And they all have value, but I'm saying combine it if you can. And whatever combination works for you, be consistent. You can't just do this one day and expect, voila, it's going to be all fixed, because it really isn't. For me to get over the aftershocks of the panic attacks I was experiencing, it took me another 3 or 4 months. Now, it was progressive improvement. So it wasn't like it was 3 or 4 months of panic. In fact, it was 3 or 4 months of just gradual improvement. And I felt like I was coming back in my body again, and everything was just normal again. So in summary, remember, if you're ever having panic attacks, don't always look for external ways to try and fix the issue. Go within and ask yourself, ask your soul, what is it that you're trying to tell me? What is it that's out of alignment for me right now? And listen for the answer in whatever form that may come to you. And then combine it with the other suggestions, like I said, which was eliminating sugar, or at least reducing it, eating non-processed foods, going to bed at least eating at least 2 hours before you go to bed, meditating, watch something that makes you laugh, watch a comedy, watch cat videos, whatever makes you laugh, just do it, but be consistent in your approach, and you will really see that it will be, rather than a long drawn out process where it could be a year or more that you're having this issue, you can really greatly reduce the amount of time that you're having these panic attacks. Please share this video. If you have any other tips and recommendations on how to manage panic attacks, I'd really love to hear your thoughts. And if you have suggestions for future coaching videos, please tell me. I'd love to create a video on the topic that is burning for you. And in love and light, always, Carmen.
To get started, please call or email me or schedule an appointment on my website.